Hello, everyone. I'm Jonathan Calixto, and today is Tuesday, March 4th. You are now watching Open, the program that brings the Bronx and New York City straight to you. Don't forget to stay connected with us via social media at BronxNet TV. Bridge Builders Community Partnership was formed in 2003 with the mission of partnering with community residents, service providers, educators, businesses, nonprofits, government agencies, and other stakeholders to form effective community networks and services in order to strengthen and increase the well-being of families in the Highbridge community. Here to tell us more about their work is the program director Gabriela Silverio, along with Daniel Silvera, the outreach specialist for Bridge Builders Bronx. Thank you both for joining us. How are you doing this morning?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, I'm excited to obviously dig a little bit deeper into the work that you're doing. So to start off, tell me a little bit about Bridge Builders Bronx.
So Bridge Build is a small nonprofit in the beautiful High Bridge part of the Bronx, but we serve a lot of the Bronx areas regardless. We don't have constrictive areas. We have multiple programs that serve the community in different aspects. We have a large coalition of over 50 providers, so we kind of reconnect and engage not only community members but other agencies, and we are like an umbrella of referrals.
Yeah. Now we are going to dive deep into some of those programs, but talk to me a little bit about what sets obviously the organization apart from other organizations in our very own borough.
So we are not like a fancy, like a community center with a swimming pool or basketball gym or multiple classrooms, but we are a simple resource center. Not only provide different social services, but we connect and refer. We also do like workshops.
Yeah, which is obviously something we are going to talk about a little bit more. There's also, but I want to get into the core values that drive your work as well, because I feel like that sets the foundation for a lot of the programs that you do and how you help families. Can you share a little bit about those core values?
Yeah. So one of the things is transparency. So we have everything that's done and it's created, especially for the programs, are created with the community. So we have like I would say like a community members legislative or executive committee that kind of appoints what programs, how we design the events. They have a say on everything that's done. They also participate on our board. Our board of directors also mainly have stakeholders, but also have community members. We are very grassroots essence. So we are not, as Daniel mentioned earlier, we are not fancy. We are very grassroots. And yes, we have a financial management company that oversees certain things, but we are basically the community for the community, which means all our staff, it's from the community or was born and raised in the community or have some sort of touch. Other things are we are credible messengers, so either majority of us has been into the mental health system, juvenile justice system, ACS, child welfare, so everyone have been touched by one of the systems, so they preach about and kind of guide other families going through similar situations. So we are a live, walk experience. So we don't tell you, oh, walk this way because we don't know or we just learn it from a book. No, we have walked the walk with the community or with our family members.
Yeah, that's so important. And I think back to Daniel, what he said, right? It's not fancy, it's simple, but it is a resource for the community. And it is obviously special that it is from people who have lived there, are living there. With that as well, one of the programs that you do offer is the child care vouchers for families in need. Talk to me about that program and how it works.
So we have a kind of a partnership with ACS, and yet they are the one that offers the voucher, but we are kind of the navigator to the child voucher. If you're aware, New York City provides, and at this point you could pay on, instead of paying $350 or $450 a week, you could pay maybe $1, $5, $15, or $20 if you are under certain poverty brackets or your income guidelines. But the system, even though ACS and the government have made it very nice, and now it's electronically. It's a lot of barriers to complete the process. So we help families navigate that process from the start of the application all the way to the end. And then on the coming years, when the recertification comes, we also assist them. Also connect them with openings of different daycares. If daycares have opening, or informal providers that, in our communities, we still use family members. So a family member can actually get paid for taking care of that child. So, but the process is a little bit more complex, and a lot of the payment process fall through the cracks. So we navigate that process and assist the family until the payment is done.
Yeah. Now, when you talk about providing this service as well, is it for people just in the High Bridge community then, or does it kind of expand to helping them find those daycares and stuff outside of the community, just in the borough? How does that kind of work?
We have no limits. So we have families that live in the Bronx and want the child care close to where they worked, or where the other family member or the absent parent sometimes live. So because they have arrangement for pickup or drop off, so we have no limits. And the same thing if people need assistance, we have done it virtual via FaceTime, because family works. Especially if you're a working family and you need childcare, you don't gonna go into an office between 9 and 5. So we have non-traditional hours as well, by appointments, and we open Saturdays from 10 to 4.
Wow, that's an incredible resource
So
of time.
we're trying to be like ball wide.
Yeah, and talk to me, obviously, as an outreach specialist, Daniel. How do you see the need of something like this for the community? Why are they asking for this? Why do they need it, especially during this time?
So while I'm in that like community, I bring so much like holistic services, right? And I'm also helping listen to people's needs, not just what we cover, but what they're struggling. Because sometimes they feel like the government or organization let them down. And also when I'm on, talk about collaboration and networking. So while I'm part of, which I'm the president of Multicultural Advisory Board on the Councilwoman Fee Stevens, was a volunteer position. And I also attend the Guns Down Life Up Circle of Safety, was also volunteer. Based on what the residents say, I'm able to speak to make a difference.
Right, and I love that you mentioned that part too about listening to the community, what they need are. There's another program that I want to focus on, and it's the kinship program, which does play an important role in supporting a lot of families. Talk to me about how you guys are doing that as well.
So our kinship program is funded by the Office and Family and Children Services. So a lot of people in our community say, well, kinship, what is it? So it's when you are a caretaker for someone that is not your biological child. So a lot of our families are either families that have lost their parents either to domestic violence or incarceration or removal. And now in the recent, we had a lot during COVID, but now we have seen a lot of brothers, sisters taking care of their siblings, younger siblings, and taking custody or temporary custody due to the recent immigration wave. So what our program offers is case management, connection to legal assistance. We also offer resources for them, like if they are in need of food, so they can feed from our biweekly food pantry. If the child got removed, for example, as you know, sometimes unfortunate circumstances happen, and a DV case happen, and children get dropped off at grandma's house, and grandma was not equipped with clothing, beds, things like that. So we try through donations or community contributions to support what the family need at the moment, but also help them navigate the legal documents, because when you are in a crisis, sometimes it's very difficult to navigate the different systems and obtain the different benefits. So those are things that we do support for kinship families. We are here, and now we are even expanding to let even regular people, like you work, I work, we never talk about our family members of what if tomorrow, or I live to work and never come back. What happened? So we are educating our community members to be like, what's the plan B? Who will be the caretaker? And how we talk to our children on what the next plan.
Yeah.
Because it's things that we are like, oh, it's never going to happen. We are eternal. We never want to have those conversations with our family members, especially with children. But
so
we
many
are
resources.
in a, where we have to, yeah.
Yeah, and I love that you're mentioning obviously so many ways that you work with them. Something that did stand out to me in the website when you were talking about the kinship program is that it also advises sitting agencies on the implementation of child and family well-being procedures and policies. Daniel, how important is it to have this direct line of communication with city agencies to say this is what our community needs, this is maybe what they don't need? How important is that?
As I was saying, like, you know, the listening part. Because so I reach specialists, right? I do tabling, not just community, you know, events like health fairs, but also at faith-based organizations, also areas. Sometimes I'm at some events where I'm the only organization there, which is also good because people be like, oh, okay, we do have somebody who do care.
Yeah.
And then partnering with governmental, it bringing everybody together or organization, because sometimes people don't, like other organizations do not know that, oh, we all do the same thing.
Right. Yeah.
So we have to come together.
Yeah, and obviously you are doing that through this program. As you look ahead, you know, Gabriela, what does the future of the program look like?
So we want so many things, you know, as an organization, we have big wishes. But currently our on the go map, we are working on a minivan that will go throughout the Bronx. It will be called Bridge Builders Mobile.
Okay.
Or Bridge Builders on the go. And the goal is to bring all the coalitions and all the partners to offer services in pockets of the community where we are not present, but also where it's difficult for certain population to come out. We have people that don't live, sometimes they're blocked in their area for X and Y no reason, but we have tons of partners that are offering amazing service that we don't want to duplicate. We want them to come with us in the van and bring it to them. So that's basically our concentration at the moment.
Definitely, yeah. And I mean, I know we will definitely stay tuned, and we can talk so much more
Yeah.
about the different programs,
Yeah.
but that mobile unit, we'll definitely stay tuned to that
Yeah.
and continue to follow along. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Daniel,
Thank you.
Gabriela. It was a pleasure, okay?
Thank you for the
Thank you.
time.
Yeah. To learn more about their services, please visit their website at bridgebuildersbronx.org. Don't go away. We'll be back with more Open after this.